Du-du. Good evening, people. How are we doing? I hope you've all had a good day. You haven't worked too hard at work, and you've enjoyed doing whatever you're doing. So, who we got in at the minute? We have got Mike, one of the moderators. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? We haven't chatted much, really, have we, over the last couple of weeks? I hope you're doing okay. I hope your dad's okay. You've got flu. You had something else not that long ago. You're not having it very good, are you? Bimble with Bruce. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Hope you're okay and keeping well. It's our Spookfest. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Yeah, get well soon, Mike. Hello, Smack. How are you? I know it's a bit strange. A lot of people in the UK are coming down with these illnesses, but it is that time of year when the summer season is nearly upon us, especially here where we are in East Yorkshire. All the trees are blossoming with all this kind of cherry blossom and things, and it's setting everybody off that's got hay fever. Hello, Callum. Smack is sweating. I'm presuming it's really hot where you are then. We've had a lot of rain today. I'm doing good, thank you. I've had a day off. I've been catching up on things. Just looking at a few websites or just developing some websites and things. So yeah, I've been keeping busy. What you been up to, Callum? Are you okay? 77 Fahrenheit. That's all. And what is that in our language? Hang on, let me tell you. Do, 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 do. 25. So that'd be 25. Obviously, we do it in Celsius. Paranormal walks. Hello, how are you? Whereabouts do you do your paranormal walks? We did a few in the city so many years ago. We got too many people coming on them, and we was doing it in all the pubs where we are. Are really old in our old town, our old part of the town. Some of them are over 700 years old. As we was going from pub to pub to pub, people were like buying alcohol and having a drink while they're there while we're doing the ghost walk. You had some weird hits on your last investigation. Woods investigation coming soon. SR Spookfest. Excellent. I hope you've got them on your channel. I do keep popping over and having a look. We was going to have a look at an outdoor location tonight, but we've had some really bad weather again. Fed up with the rain. Can't wait for summer weather. Thing is, when it's that really hot summer weather and we're all kind of baking in the sun, we'll be complaining then, won't we? We're never happy. My favourite time of the year is autumn. I love the autumn season. It's just right for me. That What hits did you get, SR Spookfest? Was it EMF hits or something? Or did you capture any EVPs? Hello, Raven. I'm good, thank you. I hope you're doing okay, Tracy, as well. You got on your first investigation on the 27th. Excellent. Where you going, Smack? What is it you're doing? Are you going with another group, or are you doing it just yourself, or a few of you, a few friends? It's good. The weather is changing, and everybody's starting to get out again, which is brilliant. Hello, Babsy. How are you doing? So Babsy is one of the moderators from Hull. Are you doing a jail? Excellent. We've done, I'm trying to think, we've done 2 jails. We've done Derby Jail and also the Old Nick, Victorian prison. Oh, with a group. Fort Monroe, one of the more haunted places you'll be going back to. Very cool fort. Excellent. You've just been chilling. You've seen an old live stream from the 10th month on PSI. Just come up on notification. Oh, which one was that then? There's that many. I lose track. Yeah, we're good, Babs. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you do. Is it okay to mention what you've just gone through? I think you've put it on social media, haven't you? So Babs has just had a loss in the family, which is really sad. You got that notification? It was a Q&A with me. Was it? When was that? I don't remember that. I don't know what YouTube's playing at, to be honest. Got a really dry throat because of the pollen. It's Charlotte Area Paranormal Society. If you care to debunk and save me money. All right. Yeah, at Smack, I think you've learned quite a lot from these channels. You probably be able to debunk these guys if they're doing anything dodgy. We nearly went on an investigation in our area. It was somebody else. It was another team, but we was going to kind of go undercover and reveal ourselves at the end of the night, take our cameras, and we was going to go and film them because we've seen some of the videos they was doing, and we was actually going to turn up, pay to go on the event, and question everything, which is what PSI do. I was talking about Smug Puppy. Oh, that's a long time ago then, Callum. So as we're chatting away tonight, if anybody's got any paranormal related questions, if you just want to ask them, if I can't answer them, there's a lot of people in the live what can. Everybody brings a bit to the table. When I say if I can't answer them, I'll probably have an answer. It might not be the answer you want, but you was confused. You thought I'd uploaded it, but it was YouTube. We have debunked it. Right. I don't know why it's circulating old videos. I haven't got a clue. You got a notification from 12 months ago earlier. Q&A talking about Smug Puppy. I can't remember this, to be honest. Obviously, we've done it. Was it good, or was we messing about and having a laugh? I'll have to watch it. I can't remember what I did last week. So we've been contacted by various people. I've been chatting to somebody over the last couple of days as well about a case in, I can't remember where it is, but it involves somebody from Africa. And it's different kind of cultures and things over there, which is why I thought, the topic of hoodoo or voodoo would be cool to talk about. Has anybody had any experiences with this type of, I'll say, magic, or black magic, shall I say? because hoodoo has got a bad rep for that sort of thing. YouTube's been all over the place today. Surprised you managed to go live. Right. Okay. You send me the link. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, please do. Um, Send me the link to one of the videos I did. I know we did quite a bit on Smug Puppy. We went really hard on Smug Puppy, and that was because he got very, very, very toxic. And he was insulting Tony and myself because we were exposing his videos. So that is why we were just a bit relentless with him. And in the end, obviously, we made a deal that if he put on his YouTube channel and TikTok that it was for entertainment purposes, then we'd back off. So that's what he did. You're open to it, believe in all possibility, waiting to manifest. The one where I said I'd leave Smug Puppy alone because you had an agreement. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I wrote on one of his posts, if you put like a disclaimer up saying that it's for entertainment purposes, because there were hundreds of people seeing his videos basically and believing in it, and it's not right, because then investigators have to chase that up, and investigate when we know it's fake. So that is what we agreed on. We're just sick of him kind of taking the mickey out of the paranormal community. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was married to somebody from Africa for quite a long time, and they had a child together. And he went over to Africa and she was from, I can't remember what the name of the tribe was, and he won't mind me saying about this story. He experienced quite a lot of things. He didn't feel safe over there. On the nighttime, he had to stay where he was staying in this house with his wife's family members. But she could go out and she was safe. But as a white man, he wasn't. There was all sorts of ritualistic thing going on. They attended a funeral service. He was telling me they had like a wristband put on the wrist, and he thought it was just a gift, so he left it on. But somebody else came over and said, "You need to pay that person some money for that." And he said, "Well, why? I thought it was a gift." I said, "No, it's hoodoo. It's black magic. You're going to have problems." So he went and paid this person some money and took the bracelet off and threw it in the grave. And luckily, he survived. But there's a lot of things going on. But I mean, hoodoo is kind of like voodoo if you look at it like that. I know voodoo's in the area of like New Orleans, and it kind of incorporates Catholicism into. It came from the tribes that were brought over from Africa, during the days of slavery. Um, it's a set of spiritual practices and traditions, isn't it? And it was created by the enslaved African Americans in the southern United States. Well, this is hoodoo anyway. Excuse me, I have to bear with my throat tonight. Hello, Matt. The voodoo dolls, yeah, I've got two. They're on the shelf up there. They're little, what would be called poppets in voodoo. It's the smaller ones, and they're from New Orleans. You can't talk about witchcraft or voodoo around this forsaken community I live in. I have heard about stuff like that before, yeah. But I found hoodoo. I don't know why, but voodoo could be used for good or bad, but hoodoo has got more of a darker side to it, and that's researching it. That's how it's made me think as well. Um, I know scholars are defining it as more of a like a folk religion. It's kind of like religion, maybe the wrong word. Syncretic religion, maybe between two or more cultural religions. I think the hoodoo traditions actually draw themselves or the beliefs from the Bakongo people, and that's in Central Africa. Never actually tried any of it myself. I've read quite a lot on it when I've had to. The only thing I know of voodoo is voodoo hoodoo, what you don't dare do, people. Sung by the Prodigy. You've heard of the dolls? Yeah, we've got three voodoo dolls from New Orleans. Tony's got one. I've got two. Good evening, Badger. How are you feeling? So I know another word. What comes from hoodoo is hoodoo spelled Hudu. Hoodoo meaning spirit work. Excuse me. I have done quite a bit of research on this. I'm not going to read it all out, what I typed up, because it gets a bit classroomy. So the main two religions in voodoo is the the mixture of Roman Catholic Christianity and Haitian voodoo. I had to say that right then. I had to put my teeth in. Um, I think that's mainly in Louisiana, is it? In that area. Has anybody else had any run-ins with hoodoo or voodoo? You do the voodoo that you do so well. You're okay apart from the drama. What drama's happening now, Badger? Badger has now become a member for 7 months, a VIP member. Thank you very much, Badger, for continuing going from strength to strength, indeed. If anybody else wants to become a joining member, I'm not sure how much it is. It's not a lot each month, but there's access to loads of other videos. We've got some more. I've got, I think I mentioned this before, a ton of photographs, what I haven't shown to the public from the ancient Ramin. Haiti voodoo. So that's probably the main one. That's the main one you've heard of. Yeah, and I'm aware of the stuff what goes on around New Orleans. And did her father-in-law hanging on by her. Oh, sorry to hear that, Badger. Yeah, it's never easy. It's yeah, I'm sure everybody from the group sends the condolences. Yeah, it's not good. So hoodoo kind of dates back to the early 1700s. It's amazing how far this stuff goes back. I'll see if I can get hold of some information, some more information on hoodoo actual spells. I mean, not to do them or hand them out to anybody. Just be interesting to take a dive into it and have a look and show you guys on a video. I've got a story here. I mean, I'm not going to read it about some guy who a doctor who made the magical powder for the slaves to be rubbed on the body and clothes for their protection and empowerment. So in Alabama, there was some. It was documented that former slaves used graveyard dirt to escape from slavery on the Underground Railroad. They rubbed graveyard dirt on the bottom of their feet or put the graveyard dirt in the tracks to prevent slave catchers' dogs from tracking the scents. We've heard of in voodoo of a very similar thing. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. Goofer dust, that is graveyard dirt. What is mixed into, well, it's mixed with other ingredients. I'm not sure all the ingredients off the top of my head, um, and it's meant to send people like make them like zombies. You know, if they breathe a lot of this stuff in. Heard someone say on a paranormal investigation, they said Christianity is not a religion. I thought people are just making it up as they go along. It was said on Andrew for providing demons. Well, whoever said that, Callum, hasn't got a clue about Christianity. I wouldn't have spent the last 40 years of my life learning and researching theology if it was just made up. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. Hi, Sky. How are you doing? So I don't know if I can. I might be able to reach them from here. I'll just see if I can grab these two voodoo dolls. I think I've shown you these things before. Would you say that voodoo use a lot of natural herbs in these? Hoodoo does. I think the nickname or the like what we would call a witch doctor, the rooter, use a lot of roots and grind them up and dry them out and things. Voodoo is probably very similar. It's just different tribes in different parts of America. I think they can cause effects. Yeah, I mean we've got a lot of plants and herbs over here. What are deadly toxins? What a lot of people don't know about. So I'm sure in different parts of the world they can be used for different things. Magic mushrooms. Raven, Tracy, thank you so much. We like to give Tracy a golf clap. Very generous, thank you. Magic mushroom. So trying to put this in question. They do use a lot of natural herbs, and they kind of mix the ritual up with in voodoo with It's a weird mixture between Catholicism and stuff from the tribes. But like I said, my friend that I've been talking to was married to a woman from an African tribe, and he saw some weird stuff while he was over there. Toby Ann, hello. I hope you are okay. You've had bad depression? Oh, sorry to hear that. Scratch your way back up. You've come back out of it. You've crawled back out of that dark pit, as you've put it. You've missed my sack. I haven't had my sack out for ages. It's there, look. But these are two voodoo dolls. These are poppets. These are small poppets, and that is what they're called. If you research that, excuse me, if you research it, you'll see about that. I think if you see it, they've both got pins in, like black and white pins, and they wear like a little bag on the side as well. Look. But these are just kind of interesting artifacts, what I like to keep. We've got some weird stuff in PSI. I'll have to do one session on the Crying Boys at one point, won't I? They're massive. I'll have to step further back. I don't know if I've got enough room in here. Sky, I am glad you are feeling better, and so is a lot of other people. Sometimes things happen in life what we can't control, and we feel like there's no way out. But, most of us have got friends and family around that are there to help. And if you feel that you're in a position where, there's nobody to help, and our Discord group is a section for mental health where that's run by Mike and Amanda. Amanda, one of the moderators as well, has dealt a lot with mental health. We've all been in places at one point or another. We're all there to help each other and talk to each other. Voodoo is a religion. It has its own rituals, traditions. Yeah, certainly does. There's more kind of individual herby practices. Hoodoo, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about hoodoo because I've got a friend who has witnessed that, and he got his master's degree in like cultural differences, like to do with hoodoo, because his wife at the time was from an African tribe, and he witnessed a lot of things, what he's told me about. And I won't go too much into it, but it's not good stuff. It's dangerous. Got to be very careful around those types of things. But not only that, with voodoo and hoodoo, a lot is about intent, what you're sending out, into the universe, if you like. Because I said to him, what happens if I don't believe in it? Because that's not my religion. So it doesn't matter. The people doing it do believe in it. And there's only a few ways how you can kind of help yourself when that's somebody puts one of these like voodoo, not spells, but like curses, if you like, on you. You love the video with the twits? You mean twins? Oh yeah, I put that up today. That was just a quick video. I make you laugh. They suit me. What do these little poppet dolls, these voodoo dolls? They suit me. They don't come up for sale very often. There you go. The black one and a green one. Rachel, one of the moderators, wanted to borrow. Is that the green one? No, that one is the green one. And use it on her ex-boyfriend, but obviously we wouldn't let her do that. Have I seen the antique suicide dolls inside a coffin? What do you mean, this coffin? Are these the ones you're on about? That's not its original box. Tony gave me the box, and it kind of suited them, so I just stuck them in it. You talk about your mental health on Discord, dear Callum. Mike's put the link up there if anybody wants it. Parasolo, hello. How are you? How the wood? The head is wood. I'm thinking, and the body is like not straw, but that stuff what you have on like a broomstick, like dried grass, is it, or hair something? And obviously it's got the black and the white pin. And the little bag is what I think what you put like an offering in. I'm not sure. I haven't done the ritual. I haven't looked too much into it. Tony knows more about voodoo than I do. You can't stop laughing. Matt is saying there's a really good YouTube channel that exposes the African voodoo hoodoo, but at the same time he asks for money. The stories are real, but not sure if he exposes them to make money. You know, like I said, my friend who was married into a family in Africa, it is very, very real, and I believe everything he told me because he's very much like myself. He's very skeptical. It's dangerous stuff to be mixed up in. Because that is, like I said, that is one of the questions I asked him. What if I don't believe in it? He said it doesn't matter. The people doing it, and it's the intent what they're put out as they're doing these little rituals. With the voodoo, they draw like these weird African sigils on the floor, you know, normally in chalk, and it involves like chicken feet and smoking cigars, and it's a really strange ritual. It's interesting to learn about it, actually. You meant I know the stories are really real, but not sure why he makes the videos. Possibly makes them for money, you know, because if he was giving away any kind of secrets what he shouldn't be, he would be in a lot of trouble. He would have people after him. It is an offset of American slaves. So is voodoo, really. Hoodoo is like the southern states. Yeah, it was to do with slavery. I think, what did I say earlier? There was over 900,000 slaves brought across, and depending what tribe they came from is depending what kind of thing happened, if you know what I mean. Because each tribe is different. Each tribe has their own kind of twist to a ritual. Intent is everything, yeah. Even the Western traditions, exactly. Even in Christianity, believe it or not, because in the church, people just pray. It's part of going to church. That's what they do. They think, "Oh, I'm going to pray." But when I'm at church, I don't pray. I pray at home. I pray in my own private home when I'm by myself. And when I'm praying, it's never for myself. It's always for somebody else. But there's nothing negative about Christian prayer. And the intent is there. If I'm praying for a family member to get well from an illness, I really mean it, and it's the intent. I have seen things happen where intent has made people better. I don't know how it works, but it works I suppose, in every kind of religion, witchcraft and everything. We did some experiments involving witchcraft a lot of years ago. It was kind of stuff what was in the middle. People may call it grey magic, so it could be used for good or bad. It was kind of on the fence in the middle. And it was one of these things that there's like an unwritten law, isn't there? That if your intent is that strong and you send it out, you've got to be very careful because it can come back kind of, is it threefold or something like that? And that was in witchcraft. Yes, all ritual is felt. I'm trying to think if you've got any videos on YouTube about it from. Is it another house I used to live in? And it's when Tina just started a relationship with me, and she was coming round, and we had some. I would say guests is the wrong word, guinea pigs, if you like, and we were doing some kind of experiments, and there was a ritual I managed to get my fingers on. I think it's more witchcraft kind of ritual, and I followed this ritual to the T, just to see if I could do it with the intent and everything. And it was really weird. The cupboard doors were slamming. I mean, you got to remember, I'm skeptical as well, and there was only me in at the time. I did it before they all turned up to see if they could feel the energy in the room. The cupboard doors were slamming. I could hear footsteps running up and down the stairs, and it felt really heavy in the room. Is it tenfold? I thought it was threefold. I don't know. Is Babsy still here? Babs, are you in? Babs, the moderator. I know she kind of puts it on the TV and walks away and starts watching something on her phone. Are you there, Babs? She's here. Just to let you guys know, on Monday, and I know not a lot of you have TikTok, Babsy and myself on Monday for an hour are going to be doing a live with a special deck of tarot cards. We're going to be doing 3-card readings. We do readings completely different to Tony. You will see the cards in front of you rather than us. And we're going to be doing that. We're going to try it. And this is for the members only on TikTok. So if you're not a member, get over there and get some free readings on Monday. We're there to support Babs. And I don't know what time we're doing it yet. What happened next? What was I saying? You're unsure, but it's all about balance on life, says Bruce. What was I saying? Oh, who's saying 100-fold? That's it's jumped up from 3-fold to 10-fold, now 100-fold. The thing is, if I believe you're sending negative thoughts out, you're going to get somewhat crappy back, aren't you? I don't recommend doing it. There's a priestess called Bloody Mary in New Orleans. Is they? I haven't seen that. I might actually write that down, Mike, because I like watching stuff like that. She's got some interesting videos. If anybody gets a chance to look at some actual hoodoo or voodoo, do it. I mean, don't get involved in it. Just watch it on a video. Hello, Tina. Toby, your name's down. Okay. Yeah, the cupboard's banging. I was trying it. I was opening. I was doing a ritual, and it was kind of two rituals. The first part was a completely separate one. It was a witchcraft ritual, and again, this was dangerous stuff apparently. But I'd only just learned about it, so I thought I'll have a go, as you do. Um, and the first part of the ritual was called splitting the veil, where proper witchcrafty stuff using an athame, various vibration techniques, certain candles set out in a certain way. And this is going back a few years, by the way. It's not recent. Um, yeah, and I was doing that to see if I could do it. That was to kind of open the doorway, if you like, if you believe in this stuff. And this is why I was doing it as an experiment. And this is when all this stuff started happening. And to close this type of thing down, you've got to kind of do it in reverse. Do it in reverse to get it shut down. And it was back in the time, it was an occultist I was talking to about this, because I just like to know. I like to know these things. If somebody has something in the house and they've done a certain thing, I want to know what they've done to get it there. So that was the first part. So I did that, and that actually worked. Then I'm trying to think of the second part. There was a second part. And I think at the time, I mean, I've told Tina this story before. I'd just broken up with a girl that I was with, or should I say, she broke up with me. Dumb bitch. I was feeling real negative when I was doing this second part of the ritual. I can't remember what it was called, but it involved like invocation, and using this athame. And I was just having negative thoughts, and then suddenly it went. This negative feeling just went. And then the next morning, after I'd closed it all down, I was getting all these text messages off this girl. What did you do? What did you do last night? I had all this stuff going on in my house. And I thought, oh crap, it does actually work. And I do not recommend anybody try this. But it was for kind of the purpose of experiments, which is what PSI is about. But I just had that going through my head at the time because I'd gone through a bit of crap. Serpent and the King. No. What was it? I can't remember. I can't remember. I know, Callum, this was a long time ago. It's not recent. It was a long time ago. I did learn my lesson, because after I'd sent these negative thoughts out, because I'd just gone through this bad relationship, kind of come back to bite me in the ass. I got really ill. And this is when Tina had just started seeing me, and Tina had to look after me from them, because it was cancer I got. So you need to be careful. Don't do it. If you're going to send any kind of thought out, send positive thoughts. That is the moral of the story. I mean, how long have I been with Tina? This must have been 12. Is this nearly 14 years ago, Tina? If she's still there, she'll remember. It was a long time ago. Did I tell you this story before? I forget. I'm getting as bad as Tony. Tony tells the same stories every week, because I think he's getting old and he forgets. Have you any idea why the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Is it? I've never heard of that. Being a Christian, I won't have heard of that. I suppose the devil's there to tempt you on the way to hell. So maybe that's why there's good intentions there, to try and tempt you in. Toby Anne is asking, is it a ritual to make Tony wear a mermaid outfit? I don't know about that one. I know somebody requested a while back, was about a year ago, that he dress up as a woman in stockings and suspenders. Some people have got some weird fetishes. Oh yeah, Tina saying it is about 14 years ago, and Tina was there. She can vouch for what happened, because she stayed at that place with me for a while. some weird stuff went on. Chris Rea, The Road. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it. Reach Beyond Paranormal. What are my thoughts on 30 Years Drive? Do you believe something is there, or do you believe it is a moneymaker only? My personal opinion, and I don't want to upset anybody by this, um, I don't believe it's haunted. I don't. I believe it was, and it involved the family, especially the girl. Like it was, I cannot remember her name. That this poltergeist activity was centered around, but it was to do with her. She was manifesting the energy. She was at that age. So when that kind of energy is about, it probably could attract other things. But we was there alone, two of us. Like I'd be upstairs and Tony was downstairs, and then we'd swap over. Um, we was hearing things, but we was debunking a lot of things, to heat expansion and things like that. Knocking, the boiler making noises. I was interested in the coal shed. It is why I sat in the coal shed by myself. You got to look at it as well. If it was your property, you'd want to make money. So yeah, it's a business. Would I do the same thing? I probably would. I would rent it out if it's got that backstory. Yeah. So I do believe it is a moneymaker. Yeah, I believe it did have a haunting. I'm not sure what type of haunting, but I can only imagine it was poltergeist activity due to, like I said, the girl. What was that? It's good to retell stories. Not everyone manages to catch every stream. I just remember random things. Can't remember what I had for dinner. Yeah, yeah. If you never see another video from 30 Years Drive, it'll be too soon. We're glad we went, actually. We spent like 9 hours investigating it, but we enjoyed it because we got that amount of time to give it a thorough kind of investigation. You didn't, even though I've put a 7 hour video up, 7.5 hour video up of a live stream, you're not seeing a lot of what we did because we left the live stream cameras running while we went and investigated. But no, a lot of noises were coming from next door as well. There's a lady lives next door who looks after the property. There was a bit of noise coming from her house. I actually climbed up. I opened the loft hatch and had a look just to see if next door could climb through, and they couldn't. There was a brick wall there. Do you see Adelaide, haunted horizons and dolls falling down the stairs? We was looking at that video. That was not paranormal. I haven't got one of those dolls. It is a type of doll. What it was weighted at, because we remember that doll. It was like, I don't know if it was sand in it or something. And you could leave it sat there, and after about 20 minutes, it probably would just fall over because of the weight, like the distribution, the way it was sat. Um, I I don't think it was using string. I just think it was because of the weight of the doll. Like I said, it it's not paranormal, is it? A doll fell over. You got to remember that house is right next to two main roads as well. You've got vibration from the traffic, and yeah, I did see it. I mean, I looked at it a couple of times. I know a lot of people looked at it and thought it was real. We could replicate it though. That's the thing. It's just my opinion. When you do nice things for people, bad things happen to you. I don't know why, Stella. She's gone for a cup of Sky. Mike's just getting on a train or getting off a train. Yeah, watch what you're doing, Mike. Have you investigated 30 East Drive? What did you think about it? Mm. We did it 2 days after Christmas because it was fully booked, to be fair, all year. So that was pretty much one of the only days we could get where we was kind of still off work. So that's why we did it. When we drove up there was no traffic. The thing is, I know you're talking about you think you're having bad luck. If you're thinking that you're having bad luck all the time, you will have bad luck. It is very difficult for people to be positive nowadays because they have had so much crap going on in their lives. It's unbelievable, but you've just got to keep going. Just got to be positive. Just got to do that. I'm going to type the, and I think this is right. I might be wrong. So that's what you need to search on TikTok for us, PSI_paranormal. Hello, Lisa. How are you? And I know a lot of people don't like using it, but there is some good stuff on there. And we'll be going live on Monday to do an hour special for the channel members. Babsy and myself will be doing a special tarot reading session. And we read differently to how Tony reads cards. We'll have the cards out so you can see the cards. We'll tell you what the cards mean. And it'll be cool. And it's getting some practice in for Babs and myself as well. I haven't read cards for a few years, to be honest. So please go over and subscribe to that if you don't mind. Has Reach Beyond Paranormal disappeared? It will be good, Babs. Do I think if I do an act of kindness, the devil hates it? I don't know. It depends what you believe. I don't think the devil's there continuously trying to trip you up. You're just making Marmite on toast. Ugh. Yeah, it's one of them things. You either like it or hate it. I don't like it. While Mike's here, quick cause trouble. While he's not here. Yeah, I think there's still two other mods in there, though. You've got Tina and Babsy. What sound was that, Callum? Keyboard, the typing. Yeah, Babsy's watching. I've been talking to Tony on the phone tonight. We're looking to going back to do a live at the Delapole old asylum grounds, which is now a woodland. We have seen figures there. Tony hasn't seen the figures. I have. I've seen two figures. Babs has seen a figure, and Amanda has also. Three different people seen black figures there. The idea that I was having was to get a camera left there overnight, which I didn't do because the weather was too bad. We're going to leave a trail cam to see if we could capture anything like that. But it seems like when I get my torch on the area where we've seen them, they just kind of disappear. So using light isn't the way to go. I'm not sure how else we can photograph these images without. I mean, infrared is still kind of like that light, isn't it? Reach beyond the paranormal. Reach beyond paranormal. I've been to the ancient Ramin. You're going back later in the year. Yeah, we wanted to go back. We've done that a couple of years ago. Just you and one other person. We'll be looking for a date for East Drive. Just to cross it off the list. I know what you mean. Yeah, we've actually done both of them to cross them off the list. The ancient Ramin is a fabulous place. It is one of our favourite locations. If you want to know where all the activity is in that building, it's actually in the loft. Pretty much where all our activity was happening. We was sat up there. We was getting direct responses in the form of knocking. And the ancient Ramin is detached from any other building, so it wasn't the neighbours. It wasn't. We don't know what it was. Wasn't heat expansion because we was asking for a certain amount of knocks. We got it. We've got these videos on our channel somewhere. You might have to scroll down a bit to find them. I also did a tour as well, a video just walking around looking at things like a mini tour of the place. Have a look for that and watch it. Have I spoken directly to spirits, Stella? Yeah. Like I said, I've got a background in spiritualist church and mediumship. We just don't do it on PSI. Which one? A few days ago, that people believe that is speakers in the walls at East Drive. I don't know because it's solid brick walls. If anything, it could be coming from next door, the woman that looks after the keys and lets you in and out. Yeah, Babsy, that it would be interesting if we can capture it because, like I say, we've seen this figure, these black figures. I've seen them on 2 different occasions now. First time it was one figure walking into a tree. I thought it was Tony, and he was on the other side of the field, and it just disappeared. Second time is when I was with you and Amanda there, and I saw 2 figures gliding across, and they just faded away as I lifted my torch up. Kindness is an instinct. It's usually shown under extreme conditions. If you have to stop and think before helping a person in danger, you can't help but want to help. But thinking first is survival instinct. Yeah. You've cooked yourself scrambled egg on toast. Cool. I'd have to have beans on that. Your neck felt tight in the loft. Felt your neck was being tickled. Being my senses heightened. Yeah, it could have been. Have you already been to the Ram Inn? We've been talking about trying to book a date to get back there as well because we really enjoyed it. You get tricked being human. Sky, if you go into a haunted location, knowing everything about all the ghost stories and everything what goes with it, you're more than likely going to see something or feel something. It's why we don't want to know when we go. We don't research anything. What we get because it can influence your brain. Your brain can play tricks on you. Happy droid development. How are you doing, sir? Is it aliens? Could be. You're joking. Why? We're going sky watching soon. We've been discussing that as well. Spoken to a spirit animal. My dog. It was a cross between a Labrador and a Rottweiler. It was my best mate, my dog. Obviously passed away. And I keep every now and again I'll hear him running on the landing, and I set up a trail cam, and there's a video, and it is I believe I captured him or part of him in like a white mist, what just faded, but it looked like the shape of him, the back end with his tail just whooshing past really, really quick. I had to slow the video down. I remember the one you captured. It was brilliant in a big field. Public investigation, so noise contamination was too much. Where was this? I can't remember. Where do I see these figures? It's in a woodland, but this woodland is now overgrown. It used to have a mental asylum on it. The only thing left of the mental asylum now is the old chapel, which has been turned into a crematorium. So it's the woodland round there. We've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years at this spot, and we nearly always get something there. And we are the only people that know about the spot. I can't believe nobody else has gone and tried to find it. The Ram Inn sounds like a seedy establishment. It does. We're off ramming. Sold the Twin Bridges orphanage in Twin Bridges, Montana for 800K. 10 original built. It's extremely haunted. Oh, cool. See, we don't have anything like that round here. You had Red Leicester on your toast. Don't we have some good conversations in here? Panel on the door cupboard banged while we didn't see it happen because we had the lights off and we were sat at the table. Which location is this Reach Beyond Paranormal? Are you on about the Ram Inn or East Drive? More about the twins sort of trickery. Oh, right, okay. I do like Red Leicester as well, yeah. Me and Tony had split up and he was coming back to me investigating. Figures were walking and disappeared. Yeah, that's the site, Reach Beyond Paranormal, yeah. Happy Droid would love to go investigating, but he's a black belt in no can do. Is that because of health reasons or because you just don't like it? I think we've kind of got addicted to it because there's only really two of us that investigate on PSI. All the mods do other things in the background. So Tony and I we're the main two. We just go out investigating, and we like to separate. We're always in touch with each other through. We have two-way radios, obviously, and body cams and things, and we love it. But it kind of heightens your senses because it's not fear with us anymore because we kind of got used to it. We're just more aware, shall I say? Being a little off your rocker helps. I think we're all a little bit crazy, Toby, aren't we? No can do means you can't be asked. You know what? I think that's probably going to be me in a year or so. I'm getting I can't be asked, but you never know. I believe spirits live in a different place. I don't think they live because they're dead. Energy. I mean, does energy survive death? You know, I think there's loads of different theories, isn't it, to that kind of question. I think it depends what type of energy we give off to whether or not we can attract anything what's in the area. I certainly believe that like attracts like that. So your type of energy, whatever mood you're in, will attract that type of energy. I don't believe they come through portals, doorways. They're just there. If they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. And some spirit energy could be like what we call an anniversary ghost, where they're just there at a certain time of year. Or other types where it's just like residual, where it's to do with the surrounding fabrics of the building, what hold that energy. I don't, it could be anything. You thought he was going to be scared at the ramming because of the height, but I found it calming. My brother was okay at an edge there. Well, that couch in the ancient ramin where, oh, what was his name? John? Was it John? He's passed away now. He said he was attacked by a demon sexually. We were sat on that couch. I even laid on it. I was trying to go to sleep on it. We did know about some of the stories, even though we don't like to know. But same thing. We wasn't scared or anything. We didn't go to sleep though because we thought we've travelled all that way. So we spent 8.5 hours investigating. You're a black belt in duck and run. If they're dead, why do they seem real when you see them? I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's brain's different. I suppose we all see things differently. They're the type of questions that like nobody can really answer. They can just maybe give you a answer, but Bruce remembers in the Cairns when he was in a British camp, Hill Fort in Malvern. You and your two friends were up one night, sat down. We was there a long time, and as I was sitting on the hill, something touched my shoulder and my leg moved on its own. Friends didn't believe you. You should never doubt yourself. If it happened at the time, it happened, didn't it? You know, I know you haven't documented it on video, but if it's happened to you, you know. If you're an English psychic, do you think they could interact with Australian ghosts? Would the Australian ghosts be sleeping, taking time zones, etc.? I suppose if we travel over there to Australia, if they're there, they're there. I don't know. What got me right? We was watching. I was going to debunk an episode of Taps, but I left it. There was over in, was it Bran Castle? I think, you know, Dracula's castle, and they had a medium, and they go over there, and there's Jason Hawes there, and this medium. This medium's what people call calling out, asking questions in English. They're not going to speak English from hundreds of years ago, are they? In that part of the world, which I found a bit odd. You know, if there is a ghost, and like, if I went to Germany and there was a ghost, it's not suddenly going to start speaking English unless it knew English in life. Does that make sense? That's how I think, anyway. 3 separate sightings. Yeah, yeah. Stella, I keep saying you need to document this. You need to get it on camera. Sky, yeah, definitely. We're all going to find out one day what really happens, aren't we? Telephone calls from the dead. I have heard of that before, actually. It's not happened to myself, but when a friend of mine passed away, I woke up the next day and I had 2 photographs on my phone at the time. It was a tiny flip phone. It was a few years ago. And I couldn't make it out what it was. It looked like a figure, but a real tall, long figure in the blackness. I have heard about people's phones ringing, getting phone calls, speaking to them, but they've already gone. I have actually heard these stories. I don't know if they're real, but I've heard about it. Living go. I just lost a lot of people need help. No, spirits are not alive anymore. Plenty of living ghosts. I mean, lonely people who need help. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's lots of people that need help all over the place. Hundreds of years ago, English wouldn't sound like English we know today. No, it wouldn't, Ian, would it? We probably wouldn't be able to. I mean, if we go really, really far back, would it have been Celts or something? Or was we invaded? Was it? I don't know. That's why I'm not a historian. You seen Mark Smith from Paranormal X? All right, okay. Your dad had that just after your mum died, sitting in the bed and felt the bed move, and the outline of her was in the bed. All right. What an experience that is, and that's to let your dad know, isn't it? That's just to let him know that I won't say it's okay, but you know what I mean. There's no denying there is something here. Brimble with Bruce, yeah. I've had a lot of things happen to myself where I didn't document it and I can't prove it. But that's just a personal experience, isn't it? Good night, Badger. Take care. Anything's possible in the spirit world. I don't know. Psychologically, he was grieving, but he swears it happened. Yeah, possibly. You know, the brain does do funny things through grief. All the accents you have shows the accents would have evolved. Yeah. Whereabouts is that Reach Beyond Paranormal? Where's your dad's house? He won't let you film. All right. Yeah, they're all interesting stories. What all these experiences, what people have had, or what family members have had. West Midlands. Yeah, it's a shame he won't let you document it. That'd be interesting to see. Anyhow, I think I'm going to go shoot off. I've got to get up for work. I do appreciate everybody popping in and having a chat. We like to have a chat every Wednesday. It's always something different. We start with something, but we always end up on a subject like egg on toast with it. You had an experience when he was a teenager. He went to film there, but he said no. So claim to astral travelled as a child. Oh, that's interesting, Stella. I used to think it was a dream what I had. I could leave my body and I could look down and see my body laid on the bed asleep, and I couldn't control where I was going, and I'd go through the house roof and go off in whatever direction, and I was waving my arms about like crazy to try and control where I was flying to, if you like, and I couldn't. And I always ended up crashing into the ground and then waking up, which is weird. That happened quite a lot. Welcome back, Mike. Just as we're going. Good night, Callum. You're gonna have eggs in the morning. An omelette on yeah. Goodbye, Sky. Take care. Take care, Matt. Yeah, Tracy, thank you for coming. I do appreciate it. Have a lovely day tomorrow. It's work, innit? I don't really enjoy work. Yeah, everybody's off onto Discord. So go on there. And if you want to get TikTok and get a free reading on Monday of 2 different readers, do that. Yep. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you later, Ian. Reach Beyond the Paranormal. Thank you for joining us. Not used it as much on camera yet, but testing it. Okay, but down on the spirit box the first time I used it. All right. Supposed to be attached to a silver thread. I did hear that. Yeah. I didn't see a silver thread, to be honest. We've had weird numbers like that. We've got a video on that. I think I labeled it "Ghost Plays Bingo" or something. Was investigating an old garage, what used to be on a site of a bingo hall, and we're getting these numbers were getting shouted out like bingo, you know. Have a good weekend, Raven, Tracy. Rock said 5. I said 4. You can finish the count. I get right, right. Yeah. Thank you to the mods, to Mike, to Babs, to Tina. I think there was. Is any more? Badger was on as well. He's a mod. I've not been to Fartley Woods. No. Has it got a history? I might have to look into that one. Yeah. Thanks for coming. It's been good. Take care, everybody. See you soon.